What's up, guys? JG, Gar's Gang Adventures, and as always, welcome back to the channel. It's winter time, and that means maintenance around here, and we picked this bad boy up about a year ago. It's a 2023 CanAm Maverick X3 DS Turbo. This is 135 horsepower, so it's a little bit of a tamer one, but it's still a blast, and it's time to change our oil for the first time. So I looked over the service manual, and CanAm actually recommends you changing it at 100 hours or 500 miles, whichever comes first. And I've gotten some kind of contradictory information as far as that's concerned, because I have read a couple articles that said 2,000 miles, and I can't find my manual. So if any of you guys know the proper service intervals, please let me know. But anyway, we're a little bit over. We're sitting at like 66 hours on the actual engine and about 636 miles. So it's winter time. We're going to get this bad boy in here. We're going to change the oil. It is one of the things that I've kind of been dreading to do on this, because I'm sure you guys have seen all the other YouTube videos. It looks like it's going to be a nightmare and a mess, but whatever. Let's make it happen. So that's it. 2023 CanAm Maverick X3 DS Turbo. First service, first oil change. We're going to pull it in the garage. We got that fire going in there. We're going to pull it in the garage. We're going to get the oil changed and see how it goes. So let's see. Let's do it, guys. All right, so we got the CanAm pulled in the garage, nice and toasty in here. I'm gonna let it warm up for a little bit, and I'm gonna start going over these contents we got from this oil change kit that we ordered off of Amazon. So everything that we ordered for this little maintenance trip here we got going on was directly from Amazon. We're gonna go ahead and leave links in the description. CanAm was cool enough to give us a nice little complete oil change kit. There you go there. It comes with 4 quarts of your oil, new oil filter, your crush washers, and all that good stuff. Now, I did go ahead and order this Kemimoto Funnel. You can go ahead and open that up, see what that looks like. But it's basically just a little silicone funnel that we're going to use to try to direct some of that oil around and put it exactly where we need it to be, because some of the videos I watched looked like it was going to be a hot mess. So here's our little kit. There we go. There's our oil filter. Got the oil filter. We got some O-rings, some crush washers, and then there's our 4 quarts of oil. So I guess we can go ahead and take that out. So we're gonna take all this out. I'm gonna take this box. You guys can get the part numbers off of that. Also product SKU right here. Right there. Like I said, we are gonna leave links in the descriptions. Full disclosure, they are affiliate links, so we do earn a little bit of money, but I promise you guys it ain't much. Definitely appreciate the support. If you guys go to change oil in your CanAm, make sure you use our links. Get a little Gar's Gang kickback. We definitely appreciate it. But that's it. Everything's from Amazon. Complete CanAm Maverick X3 oil change kit. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, it took me way longer than I care to admit to actually even be able to find where the drain plug is on this thing. It took me a little bit of researching on my buddy Doodle, and to be honest, it's one of those instances where I'm not too pleased with this CanAm. They could have made it really easy. They could have made some oil drains right down there, but instead it is on the absolute bottom side of the engine, which is only accessible through this tiny little hole in the skid plate. So I'm gonna try to get underneath the machine just to try to show you guys where that actual drain plug is, but you can kind of see that elongated hole right there closest to us. That's where it's gonna be, which basically means that the way that you're gonna drain that is only from the underside. So that's where this little silicone funnel comes in that we got from Kemimoto. This little flexible funnel right here, ideally, we're gonna be able to sneak into that little hole and be able to pop that drain plug and hopefully make it work fast enough to where we don't make a complete mess all over the floor. So you can kind of see, we're kind of thinking somewhere, I dropped it. Somewhere, look at that. fits right into that hole. So I could put my oil pan underneath. It's not really sitting in there the way that I wanted it to, but that's okay. It's flexible, we'll fit it. But the challenge is gonna be cracking that bolt. We gotta crack the drain bolt. And you're gonna have to do it from the underside and then really quickly get that funnel into place. That's really kind of how I'm looking at it. I don't really see any other way to make it work. But yeah, so it's one 10mm bolt, one 7mm bolt, two different size bolts that you're gonna get from the underside and quickly put that funnel into place to try to direct it to your collection device. So that's what we're gonna do. First things first, we're gonna warm up this machine a little bit. We're gonna start it up, let it run for a minute or two, let that oil get nice and warm, and then we're gonna figure out a way to drain it. So let's do that. So you're gonna have to get underneath the machine. It's the only way you're gonna be able to pull this drain plug. And basically there's our funnel. Let's move that out of the way. But if we sneak up underneath here, which I'm really hoping I'm gonna be able to see, there's two little plugs right up there we're gonna have to be able to get to. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to capture this on video, so I'm just gonna do my best while I try to get the plugs out, and most likely you're gonna see me make a mess. So let's get the GoPro set up. I'm gonna get it off to the side and be able to record, and I guess we'll just hope that this goes according to plan. All right, let's see if we can get to this. There it is, there it is. Holy crap, that's so stupid. All right. I found it. This is gonna be tricky. I can tell you that much just from looking in there, but let's see what we can do here. So we're gonna crack that smaller bolt first, which I believe is a 10mm. Not 100%, but we're gonna have to try and figure it out. So let's crack that one first. Put the flashlight where it needs to be so I can see what I'm doing. Ah, it is a 10. Okay. Crack that a little bit. And then the other one is going to be the 17, which this is going to be the tricky one because we need to make sure that that funnel is in place. Otherwise, we're going to make a hot mess out of everything. Ah, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Crack that. There we go.
There it is.
All right, we got some flow. Oh, that's a little dirty too.
A little.
It don't look the greatest. So that was the small bolt with that little crush washer. I don't really know why there's two, but that's just it out through there. I'm gonna let that drain a little bit, and then I'll stick my hands up in there and try to get that other bolt out. Can you come to this side, babe? And
which side?
like, I need the light you see right here between the frame and this thing. That's where I need it. Yep, like right here. See where my hand is? There you go, right there. That's perfect. I can't get to it. Yep. Yeah, I could use some help out here. Can I get a towel? Well, oil's going everywhere, and there's honestly not much I can do about it. So I'm gonna try to get a 17mm wrench and see if I can get that on there. Otherwise, it's just like every other video. You see the oil going all over the frame. Oh, there it goes. There goes the rest. The bolt dropped in there somewhere.
Oh, God. That's not good.
And we're making a hot mess. Oil everywhere. Even with that Kemimoto little flexible funnel, that is not working out the way that I wanted it to. And we're making a hot mess. Wow, what a mess. We got oil everywhere. Dude, I need, wow, what a mess. Well, that wasn't how we wanted it to go. I got oil leaking everywhere. That Kemimoto, it seemed like it wasn't long enough. It wasn't tall enough. It worked really good. It was flexible, but I wasn't able to position it the way that I wanted it to be able to catch everything. And in turn, as you can see, it really kind of made a mess. So I don't know, whatever. We're going to figure out a way to clean this up. We'll go from there, and then we'll focus on changing that filter and refilling the oil. But all right, so that was a hot mess, but we got it out. There's your two drain plugs right there. The biggest thing that you're going to want to pay attention to is the main drain plug is actually a magnetic drain plug. If you see that there, that's a magnet. Now I already wiped it off, but if you could see, there's the residuals right there, which definitely some metals in there. So if I can get you guys close to that, but definitely some metals, but nothing too concerning, right? Like once I wiped that magnet off, the magnet was clean and there weren't really any large chunks. That's what I was looking for. Large chunks are bad. I'm still not quite sure why they have two different drain bolts, but whatever, it is what it is. Here is our new, let's get those nasty cancer sticks out of the way. But anyway, here's what comes with that oil change kit. You're gonna have an O-ring for the new oil filter, and you're gonna have new crush washers for each one of these drain bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those new crush washers on. I'm gonna put the drain bolts back in. No, you know what, I take that back. We still gotta take the oil filter out and make sure all of that is out from there. So let's get started on that. Let's take that filter out and then we'll reinstall those plugs. So let's do it. All right, so if you could see it, there's the oil filter. So we're gonna have to get that out, get all the oil out of there, which is gonna be an 8mm. At least I think it's an 8mm. Let's get these out. I'll reevaluate my size choice there. But I think it's gonna be an 8mm. So I got that one almost out. Let's see, I'm gonna do this a little bit off camera. Yeah, that's 8mm. So definitely 8mm for your oil filter bolts. Sneak a 1/4-inch ratchet up in there and it works just fine. Let's crack them all loose. Now I'm running Milwaukee sockets. I'm a huge fan of Milwaukee sockets because they have the square end. And even though it's not applicable here, there's a lot of times you get your socket in there and can't really fit a wrench. Or can't really fit a ratchet. So if you have those with the box ends, if you can't fit a ratchet, you can always fit a box wrench. Now, before I got those two, I got one out completely and the rest of them crack loose. I am gonna wipe that down just because I don't want any of those contaminants back up into my oil, which is easy enough to do. We're just gonna grab us a rag and we're gonna wipe down around there. So let's clean all that off. I don't want, oh, see, it's already loose. I don't want any of that to end up in the engine. And there it goes. Take this one off. Set that off to the side. Take this last one off. After this one's out, I really should be able to just pop that top cover off, pull the oil filter out. There we go. There's the cover. The oil change kit did come with a new O-ring for this, so we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna slap a new O-ring on there, but for right now, let's get that bad boy out. And here it comes. There it is. Let's let that drain into there. And we're gonna get set up on a new oil filter. We'll set that new oil filter in there. We're gonna let this drain for a couple minutes, make sure all of that crap's out of there. And then we'll set our new filter in and we'll go from there. So let's grab that cover back, which is right here. Let's grab this, and we're gonna get that new O-ring on there. Let's clean that up a little bit, and we'll go from there. There's the old, here's the new. So you know what, before I do that, I'm gonna set the camera down. I'm actually gonna clean up around there. See how this goes on video, but let's try to clean up this cover just a little bit before we slap that new O-ring in there. Otherwise, it's not gonna seal right. We got the new filter in. Might have to change some GoPro batteries here, but now we gotta worry about our drain plugs and their crush washers. So like I said, there's one, oh, nope, right here. So there's gonna be one of the crush washers for that guy. And then there's a small crush washer. Guys, replace your crush washers, replace your O-rings. Seriously, it comes with the kit. Don't cheap out. That thing, you're paying for it anyway, you might as well replace it. So we got the new crush washers onto our magnetic drain plug. We got a new crush washer on the smaller drain plug, which I still don't even know what it does. But let's get these bad boys back in and we'll go from there. I'm gonna stop the video because I do have to change batteries. And once we pick up, we'll put these back in and then we'll start to refill. So let's do it. All right, so we got the filter in, we got the drain plugs in, we got everything ready to go. Now all we really gotta do is fill it back up, which is my next big gripe. You're gonna fill this thing back up through the dipstick tube, which doesn't sound too bad until you realize that, let's see, there's the dipstick tube tucked way up in there. I got a couple funnels. I know they do make this little 5/8 hose that you can put up to the top. I don't have that, so I'm gonna try to figure out a way we can rig this. So let me try to figure that out. We're gonna figure out a good way to fill it, and then we'll resume the video. Oh, there's really no good way to hit that. Okay. All right. That's gonna be our ticket. So, CanAm actually calls for 3.7 quarts, and ironically enough, the oil change kit that you're going to get from them is going to be 4 quarts on the money. So let's start filling, and we'll try to dial it in with that last 0.3 of a quart. So as you can see, I got my funnel in place. There's the fill tube back there. You can kind of see it. Yeah, you can see it. Definitely the next oil change, I'm going to get some clear tubing so I could just tie the funnel up from the top and be able to fill it this way. But for now, that's going to work. Got the funnel in place. Let's start filling this bad boy with some oil. Now we know, like I said, it's 3.7 quarts. So I'm going to put the first 3 in just rapidly. Alright, there she goes. She sounds good. I do not like the way that sounded. What was rattling? Let's try it again. That sounds weird. Okay. Well, that definitely evened out, but I did not like the sound of that. That was weird. So if you guys heard that, when I first started, I don't know, man, that did not sound good. Some rattling, all kinds of things, but it definitely evened out. Again, this is a 2023 CanAm Maverick X3 DS Turbo. First service, first oil change. Alright, well, I'm going to let that run for a minute. I'm going to let it cool down and then we'll check the oil levels again and go from there. Alright, so we let it sit for a couple minutes. Let's check this dipstick level again. We'll see where our oil level's at. Should be good, but let's see. In fact, I'm going to come around this way. So we're gonna wipe it off, clean it, and then we'll check our levels. So you're gonna put it back into the dipstick tube, you're gonna thread it all the way back down, and then you're just gonna unscrew it, thread it back out, and check it. So hopefully you can see that. That's like right on the line. Honestly, maybe a little bit more. I put in about 3.5 quarts. I might need a little bit more. Let's check that one more time. thread it all the way down, pull it all the way out. Let's take a look. So, to me that looks good. That's right at the max line. I'm hoping that shows up on the camera, but that looks good. So, if that's the case, I call that a win. Let's thread this dipstick back in there. Wipe down all of our oily surfaces because there's definitely a lot. And I'd call that a win. All right, guys, there you have it. First oil change on our 2023 CanAm Maverick X3 DS Turbo. You guys saw the video. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but it also wasn't the hardest. Just have a little bit of patience. Pay attention to what you're doing, making sure you're directing the oil in the right places. Don't make a mess like I did. There's definitely a couple aftermarket products that you could do to try to divert the oil in all the right places, which is what I'm going to try to do, and I'll definitely order that for the next oil change. But at least we got our winter maintenance done. We got our winter oil change done. We got it ready to rip. Now she's ready to go. I got a couple other things I want to do to it before springtime, before full riding season. I still have my Honda Talon wheels and tires, my 32-inch carnivores on it. I'm going to swap that back, get the stock tires and wheels back on it, and you know, a couple other things. But that's it.